5 domains of emotional intelligence. Topic 1. Provocative introduction. Not always do the top students in class end up holding the best jobs as adults. Have you ever noticed that? Those who earn the highest grades, who seem destined for success, often go on to lead perfectly ordinary lives, while others, quieter, more low-key, surprise everyone by going far. For years, we believed the secret to success lay in IQ, the famous intelligence quotient. After all, who wouldn't want an IQ like Albert Einstein's, estimated at around 160? But the truth is, IQ by itself is no guarantee of anything. Studies show it accounts for only about 20% of the factors that determine success in life. The other 80%? They're made up of variables like luck, social background, and something too few of us value as we should: emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is what decides if you can handle pressure, stay motivated, empathize with others, and build strong relationships. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. Get ready to discover why emotional intelligence is the real game changer, and how it can transform your life. Topic 2. What IQ is and how it works. Before we dive into emotional intelligence, it's important to understand what that famous IQ, intelligence quotient, actually measures. This number, often treated as a seal of genius, comes from tests that gauge skills like logic, abstract reasoning, memory, and problem-solving ability. Think of it as a ruler for someone's intellectual potential. Albert Einstein, for instance, had an IQ estimated at 160. It's common to see people taking online quizzes just to see how they stack up against him. But does that single number really define who we are? For decades, IQ was hailed as the chief predictor of success. Schools, companies, even entire governments used it to pick out the best and brightest. Yet real-world experience told a different story. People with sky-high IQs often falter when it comes to handling criticism, coping with frustration, or navigating relationships. Meanwhile, those with average IQs can show astonishing adaptability, leadership, and resilience. That's when researchers realized IQ is only one piece of the puzzle. It explains roughly 20% of why people succeed. The other 80% springs from qualities no logic test captures. Things like empathy, self-control, motivation, and interpersonal skills. In short, IQ might open some doors, but it's emotional intelligence that keeps them open. Topic 3. The importance of emotional intelligence. Now that we've seen what IQ can and can't do, it's time to introduce the true hero of success: emotional intelligence. This idea gained traction when scholars noticed a pattern. People with brilliant minds sometimes floundered in life's toughest moments. They could solve complex equations, but shut down at the first hint of criticism. They had genius ideas, but couldn't collaborate on a team. And that led to a pivotal question. Is there another kind of intelligence that school grades just don't capture? The answer is yes. Emotional intelligence is our ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, and to tune into the emotions of others. It encompasses skills like self-control, empathy, persistence, self-motivation, and effective relationship building. And here's the jaw-dropping part. These skills account for about 80% of life success. Think about that. We spend years in classrooms memorizing formulas and dates, exercising only the 20% tied to IQ. Meanwhile, we're almost never taught how to handle frustration, understand our feelings, or truly listen to others. It's like training only half of our brain while the other half, the part that connects us to the world, sits idle. The good news? Emotional intelligence can be developed when we blend sharp reasoning with steady emotional balance. Something powerful happens. We start making wiser choices, forging healthier relationships, and living with deeper purpose. Because in the end, it's not about choosing IQ over EQ. It's about learning to harness both. And that's what makes us truly smart. Topic 4. Domain 1. Knowing your own emotions. Picture this. Someone trudges in the door after a tense day at work. Without even realizing it, they snap at family members. Their tone is sharp. Every little noise sets them off. Quiet down. I want to watch the news. Stop that racket. I can't handle this screaming. And all of it, for no apparent reason. But is there really no reason? There is. Only this person hasn't noticed it yet. They're being driven by emotions they've never identified. This is where the first domain of emotional intelligence comes in. Knowing your own emotions. It sounds straightforward, but it isn't. We often feel anger, sadness, frustration, yet can't name what's really going on. We don't trace those feelings back to their source, so we lose control. We end up at their mercy. When we learn to recognize our emotions, everything changes. We start to see what truly affects us, what energizes us, what throws us off balance. And with that awareness comes power. The power to choose our reactions, the power not to unload our baggage on the people around us. People high in emotional intelligence are like veteran pilots. They read the cockpit gauges, those subtle internal signals, and steer clear of turbulence before it hits. They make better decisions because they understand how they feel about every choice, from relationships to career moves. Ignoring emotions doesn't make them vanish. On the contrary, they keep working behind the scenes, steering our actions without us even knowing. That's why the first step on this journey is simple in description but profound in impact. Look inward, name what you feel, and own it. Because you can only control what you truly know. Topic 5. Domain 2. Managing your emotions. Recognizing our emotions is huge, but knowing what to do with them, that's where real transformation happens. Many people can identify that they're angry, sad, or anxious, yet continue to act as if oblivious to those feelings. It's like seeing storm clouds gathering and choosing not to raise the umbrella, so everything around you gets drenched. Your relationships, your environment, even your own well-being. Managing emotions is the second domain of emotional intelligence, and perhaps the toughest. It's not about suppressing how you feel or pretending everything's fine. It's about finding equilibrium, feeling emotions in the right measure, and responding proportionately.